My name is Stanley Thatch, and this is How I See It, my sports podcast. The NBA free agency is upon us. The NBA free agency is upon us. And this is how I see it. Well, I want to start off by saying this NBA free agency, I do not see a lot to be really excited about. I don't think that this free agency you will see a whole lot of movement that's going to greatly impact a team. Now, if I were to have to pick the most impactful player in this free agency, I would say it's Draymond Green. I think Draymond Green is about the only player in this free agency that can really make a big difference for a few basketball teams that need help to get over the hump and make it to the championship, as well as win an NBA Finals. Why do I say Draymond Green? Well, Draymond Green has that championship pedigree, wouldn't you say? I mean, by show of hands, how many does Draymond Green have that championship? Oh, okay, that's what I thought. Yes. Draymond Green has that championship pedigree. He has that mentality. He has that if factor. And there are several teams out there that would love to have Draymond Green because they know that their chances of winning a championship would increase significantly. As you all know, Draymond has 4 championships on his resume. And that right there speaks volume in itself. Another thing I like about Draymond is his leadership ability. Now, this is not funny, but, he punched Poole in the face. And it basically, what I saw, and just this is how I see it, that got like swept under the rug. Now, he did a suspension or whatever, but after that, wasn't too much even mentioned about the ordeal. Now, I'm thinking that maybe he did what a lot of other guys on the team wanted to do. And I say that because, as you can see, that Poole got shipped. He got shipped to the Washington Wizards. I'm gonna say he got dumped off onto the Washington Wizards, and all the Warriors got in return was Chris Paul. Now, I'm not trying to put Chris Paul down or anything like that, but I mean, let's just see it for what it is. Chris Paul is not the Chris Paul of back in the day. Let me just say it like that. Chris Paul is damn near a fossil, for real, a dinosaur fossil. I mean, Chris Paul time is really just about up. I mean, he's just, to me, going through the motions right now, chasing the ring, trying to get one. And right now, the way things are looking, I just don't see that happening. Now, that's just how I see it. So, Draymond Green can bring his size and his bad boy mentality to whichever team decides to pick him up. What are the chances of him staying in Golden State? I would say between 75 to 80, between 75 and 85%. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say, let's see, I would say around about 7, maybe 6 that he stays in Golden State. I think Draymond just really wants to finish his career with Steph and Thompson, which we all know that probably won't happen. If not Draymond, then I think maybe Thompson might be the next one to maybe think about a change. But as far as those three playing together and finish their careers together, I just don't think that will happen. Now, 2 teams that I have in mind that would fit real well with Draymond, it would be the Lakers and the Portland Trail Blazers. With the Lakers being my first choice. The reason being is because the Portland Trail Blazers, as you all know, Damian Lillard, who is one of the players we'll talk about a little later, but Lillard has brought it to some folks' attention that he would love to play with Draymond Green. So that has been some talk around the league. But the Lakers, if they could land Draymond, I think that would pretty much put them in the driver's seat to go to the NBA Finals, with the Nuggets probably again being in their way. I think if Draymond were to go to the Lakers, they would like be one sharpshooter, well, I call it a hitman. They'd be one hitman away, somebody that can bang them threes down. When LeBron decides to go to the basket, create, he gonna need an out. They would need that sharpshooter along with Reeves to be able to knock down those threes at any given time. And personally, I just don't think Reeves would be considered a sharpshooter. Reeves is a player that can just basically get the job done. But we'll talk about that some other time, because right now we're still talking about free agency. If I'm not mistaken, I do believe Reeves and Kamara, I can't pronounce his name, but I think they are free agents. I think the Lakers will be signing those two. So that's a no-brainer. So you add Draymond to the mix with that, and they can get LeBron, which I don't think would be a problem, to slide on down to the 3. Slide on down to the 3. And, well, actually, no, I do apologize. No, we're going to put that sharpshooter at the 3. And then we might have to go ahead and let LeBron run the point. I really do think and truly believe that that could work. All right. Speaking of Damian Lillard, I think he will be the second most productive player that could impact a couple of teams out there. But this is how I see it. I really would like to see Damian Lillard stay put. It's not like things have been just miserably bad or terribly bad or however bad you want to call it. The Blazers have had some nice runs since Lillard has been there. They, as a matter of fact, from 2014 up until 2021, they've been in the playoffs. So that's an 8-year run, 8 years straight for the Blazers of making the playoffs. So that's just one thing to consider. Another thing to consider is that the past couple of years, he didn't really have anybody around him that was like a bona fide scorer. You know, they traded, wow, I've been going brain dead. They traded McCullough to the Pelicans, of course. And they really haven't went after anybody that could really help the team get to the next level. But as you all know, they had the 3rd pick this year, and with that 3rd pick, they chose Scoot Henderson. Scoot Henderson. Now, Scoot Henderson, let me tell you all, is a special kind of player. You know, I did my little research or my homework or whatever, and I watched some Scoot play in a few games, and I'm here to tell you, man, this kid upside is just, I mean, the sky's the limit. Let me just put it to you like that. He is that and a bag of chips, man. I'm telling you, man, the kid can play. And his maturity at his age is really just unbelievable. I mean, the way he can take a game and dissect it and make things happen is just really remarkable to me. Now, what I like about his game is that his mid-range game is just off the charts. And that's where he's going to do most of his damage, is from the his mid-range game. And I think that by him playing in the G League gave him some experience that he could take with him to the NBA. That being said, I don't think Scoot Henderson is going to be your average rookie. This kid is special. But let's get back to the free agency. Now I think Damian Lillard would benefit from the skills that Scoot Henderson has to offer. That, along with who is the other player that's going to be there along with Grant? Jeremy Grant. Y'all gonna have to bear with me, you know. I'm still working on some of my skills here as far as being a podcaster, but I'm getting there, I promise you. Jeremy Grant. So you take Jeremy Grant Scoot Henderson, and Damian Lillard, put those three together, I think they could be a force to be reckoned with once you add some pieces. Now, they do have some guys that are familiar to us. I'm not even going to mention their names right now. But who they have already, I just don't think it would be enough. But if Damian Lillard chooses to stay there for another 2 to 3 years, which may sound unrealistic, but I think it's something to think about. During that time, they can acquire some players that can make that team a championship type basketball team. All right. That is just really, really how I see it. Now let's talk some James Harden. Let's talk some James Harden. This is how I see it. James Harden needs to keep his ass put. Excuse my language, but it has to be said. James Harden needs to keep his ass put. We're tired of watching James Harden go from team to team, from team to team, from team to team, and it just has gotten old. I don't think there's another team out there where James Harden can make a difference to the point where that team would become a championship team if they picked him up. James Harden is a proven playoff choke. Why would anybody want to pay James Harden at this point in time in his career a whole lot of money? And Houston, if you go that route, then you all would be considered one of the dumbest goddamn franchises in sports history. You got young talent that you're bringing in, build through the draft, find some lower cost players, you know, the mediocre, whatever. But you don't need to go. James Harden at this point in his career is not an impact player, that type of impact player that would get you in the championship. James Harden needs to stay in Philadelphia, because with Philadelphia needs to realize that their problem is Harrison and that $38 million that they paying him. That's their problem. I mean, I watch Harrison and I'm like, the kid got some skills, but he just ain't it, and he ain't $38 million. They need to figure out a way to do away with that right there. I just can't be more. I just don't know. I do know, but Harrison is their problem. Harrison is the one that needs to go. When Harrison is playing good ball and his game is on, then the Sixers become a threat to make it to the finals. But when Harrison decides he don't want to play, then the Sixers is a whole nother basketball team. That's the Sixers' problem. That's why Harden needs to stay there. Let them put some more pieces in place. and go with the flow. As a matter of fact, Harden might need to take on a different role. And that's just how I see it. You know, Harden been to the finals one time. That's cool. But when he was with Oklahoma City, they went to the finals, he was the sixth man. I, at this point in time, see Harden being more effective as a sixth man as opposed to looking at him being my number 2 or number 3. Now, that's just something I don't think Harden would agree to. But me being an athlete and playing basketball back in the day, or whatever, I know it's business when it comes to the NBA, but that's just not the player's decision to make. That's what the NBA needs to come to. I coach the team, you play where I want you to play. That won't happen, but I'm just throwing some stuff out there. But Harden won went to the NBA Finals. He was a sixth man. And I think he'd be doing the Philadelphia 76ers a lot of justice if he would agree to go ahead and be a part of the team as their sixth man. That's just how I see it. That's my discussion for free agency today, everybody. Love you all, and I'll see you all on my next episode. Peace.